Hi guys, this is Azim from Rhythmic Canada. We've put together a keynote presentation to show how music is made, the whole process. This information is good for all musicians, especially aspiring producers and composers. The information is not genre specific. You could want to make hip hop, house, dance, R&B, classical, whatever. It works for all music. It doesn't matter what type of music you plan to make. You will need to know all this stuff. In this video, we're going to outline how to make music, and we're going to be posting lots and lots of YouTube videos that follow that go through each one of the topics. So this will act sort of as an outline, and you guys can follow up with us on our site rhythmic.ca if you have any questions while you learn. We have forums there where our producers, teachers, authors can help you if you have any questions. And the best part is it's free. We built the site to share knowledge about music. This is unlike a lot of guys out there that sort of hide what they know so they can have some sort of competitive advantage. As you will see, there's a lot to music, and one person simply can't know everything. So, why not share the knowledge and keep learning so you keep getting better over time? That's what the site is for. So, check us out, okay? These videos are also sequential, and we do recommend that you watch them in order, but it may be that you understand a concept or two and you can skip over that. Okay, so let's jump right into it. There are four areas of focus when we're talking music. First is composition, then there's arrangement, there is mixing, and there's mastering. Now, these are the main areas. So let's take a look at each one of these areas in a little bit of detail. Now, the guy you see on the left there, his name is Johann Sebastian Bach. In my opinion, is the greatest composer of all time. Composition is the big one. But let's start at the basics, such as timbre. You can play a note, say C on a piano and C on a guitar, and they sound the same, but you can tell that one is a guitar and one is a piano. So, what causes that? That's timbre. The next subject is pitch. This is what we commonly call note. How is it constructed? We'll also look at intervals. These are the distances between notes, between pitches. What are the qualities of different intervals? We'll look at tonality, mode, key signatures. This is a collection of notes or pitches, and it forms a subset of all the available notes. So why do this? Why make a subset of all the available notes? How do you form these collections, and what is the musical value there? We'll also be checking out a circle of fifths. This is a 333-year-old circle that has been used by musicians to understand and make some of the most beautiful music ever. It makes understanding music really simple, and we're going to cover this in detail. We'll also be looking at reading music. It's a good idea to know how to read music, though modern technology can help you get by without knowing how to read. It's awesome to be able to read the language of music and interact with your fellow musicians. Plus, it makes you look cool. We'll be looking at the history of music. It's a good idea to know some history. It'll give you a good understanding of how our brain is wired through history to enjoy music, and you can put these ideas into your own music. So that covers the basics. The next major topic in composition is rhythm. When we talk about rhythm, we're going to be looking at beat or pulse. We're going to be checking out tempo, which is the speed of music. We're going to be looking at meter. See, music is broken down into measures or smaller parts, and meter tells us how many beats or pulses there are in each of these parts. Now, the next two major sections are melody and harmony. And before we get into melody and harmony, I'd like to be able to describe a little bit more in detail what they are, so I'll show you a couple of images now. Now, we're talking music, guys. So, melody is the main attraction. What is the main thing about music? Sort of like the girl who's lying on the beach here. She's the focus. She is the melody of this picture. But there's more to the picture, isn't there? Harmony is the stuff around the beach, the sky, the rock on the left. Harmony is all the supporting stuff, and all this stuff around actually matters a lot. Imagine the girl without any of the supporting background. I think the picture won't have as much of an impact as it does with the background, right? Let's look at another picture just for fun. What's the melody here? Of course, the girl. This time, the harmony or the surrounding stuff is a city at night. This gives a whole different feel, doesn't it? So let's move on and check out what topics are covered in melody. We'll be looking at unity and variety. We'll be checking out different scales. We'll be talking about a bunch of tips on effective melody writing. Harmony. When we talk about harmony, the first thing we're going to talk about is progression. Now, think back to the picture of the girl on the beach for a second. If this wasn't a picture and it was a movie, then there would be some progression of events, right? Maybe you'd see a boat sail in the background. This would be a progression, something that happens. And since music isn't static, like a static picture, you can be sure that there are progressions in the background. We'll be checking out cadence, and this has to do with how music comes to the end of a part. What possible options are there in the way this sounds? We'll also be checking out modulation, and this is a tricky one. Let's say that the girls in both pictures are the same girl. And let's say that our musical movie starts with the girl on the beach, and then the girl gets up, walks over to a car, drives to the city, and ends up as a second picture of the girl in the city. Well, a lot of background scenery has changed since the beach, hasn't it? This changing of scenery is called modulation. This is when harmony in music moves from one gravitational center to another. It's the movement from the beach to the city. Modulation gives your music a lot of character and improves it like 100 times, but very, very few people use modulation in popular music just because it seems hard. And if you read the books, it can be quite hard because they explain it like it's rocket science. But we know the easy ways. We know how to make this stuff fun and simple to understand. And we'll have lots more information about this in the coming videos. The next major topic is arrangement. When we talk about arrangement, we'll be looking at your choice of DAW. Now, DAW stands for Digital Audio Workstation, and it refers to the software that you use to do the recording of your music. Things like Logic, Cubase, Reason, etc. We'll also be looking at musical form, and this is about the overall structure of music. There are different parts such as intro, outro, chorus, bridge. We'll also be checking out a choice of instruments. So this will end the subject of arrangement. The next big one is mixing. And mixing is all about where you want to place the sounds on your canvas. So, like the picture of the girl on the beach, you could choose to move the big rock on the left to the right side of the picture if you like. Mixing is how you do this. We'll cover topics such as the theory of sound. We'll talk about dynamics and equalization, reverberation, delay, compression. We'll have videos on understanding the sound canvas and how to create a mix for specific genres. The next big one is mastering. Mastering is all about post-production, and we'll look at a bunch of techniques. We'll also look at advanced dynamics, equalization. And finally, we'll have videos that cover a whole bunch of other topics, such as how to set up and treat a room for recording and production. We'll have tips and tricks from our authors and a whole bunch of other stuff, all related to music. So this is what you need to know when you want to learn to make music. In my opinion, it's not a very difficult subject, but it does take patience to go through the material. So make it a habit to check out a video each day. Even if you're going over the same material, it'll build your knowledge tremendously. If you have questions, come ask us on the forums. We have producers, musicians, and teachers on the site who give freely of their time to help out anyone interested in music. Remember that all these videos relate to any genre of music that you're making. It could be hip hop, house, dance, trance, R&B, reggae, classical, whatever. People pay thousands of dollars for this kind of training, but we'll make it all available for free. It's going to take us some time to put it all together, so please bear with us. And by the time you see this, we'll already be underway. So check out our videos, come to the website, get involved. People, let's free music knowledge.